Now, despite the changeable weather, spring is underway, and on farms it's a busy time as the lambing season starts. But a firefighting farmer is urging those in the sector to be careful when it comes to keeping newborn animals warm. Here's Nicola McAlley.
Well, yes, lots of lovely lambs and their mums here at Dell Farm in Whitebridge, which is above Loch Ness. It's a very busy time for farmers. Spring has now sprung. The Scottish Fire and Rescue Service is called out to quite a lot of farms across Scotland. There are 9,000 farms across the country, and they can be called out for issues such as flooding, livestock. But at this time of year, it can be issues such as heating appliances like lamps, heat lamps and fans that can be an issue because they are being used to keep the newborn lambs warm. I'm now joined by farmer and retained firefighter Stewart Macpherson. Thanks for joining me, Stewart. You know about both sides of this. Tell me why these heat lamps can be a problem.
The heat lamps can be a problem because they generate quite a lot of heat, where they'll be used to warm up the cold lambs or calves at this time of year. So we'll use the straw and hay as a bedding for these animals. The heat from that lamp can sometimes generate a fire if the lamp is too low to the ground, or if it falls, if it's unattended.
They can be a great asset to farmers, so I guess people aren't going to stop using them. What's your advice to people?
All farmers, crofters, land managers will use them at this time of year, and we are definitely not telling them not to be using them. Our advice is to maintain safety, look at the hazards, look at the risks roundabout when you're using them. Also, there is a few options. We can use fan heaters or we can use a heat lamp.
And I was saying before, the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service is called out quite regularly to farms. You've actually got a specific project, the Rural Risk Project. Tell me about that.
Firefighters contact farms. We ask them to fill out a form, quite an easy sort of rural risk form. This will give us vital information where the farmer has identified some of the hazards and risks already at his farm, and we will come and have a look at the whole area of the farm. This information could make all the difference.
Thank you very much for joining me, Stewart Macpherson here at Dell Farm. You can see behind me just how useful these lamps could be, keeping the lambs nice and cosy. But the advice to the farming community is if you're going to use them, don't leave them unattended. It's just not worth the risk.